fun games, daily bonuses, and all the action you can handle. Now that's a ride. Ready to hit the throttle? Get in the driver's seat and head to ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The right side of the highway has been cleared out, but the left two lanes remain blocked off due to a crash on I-35 southbound before 290 at St. John's Avenue. First responders are on scene here, but it's causing a 25-minute backup that starts from Berrywood. The opposite direction is also pretty slow on I-35 northbound, about a 10-minute out of your commute from 45 to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Tired of juggling multiple pay apps? Make splitting lunch or sending a gift simple with Instant Pay from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Instant Pay is your all-in-one way to send money. No more guessing if they use Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle. Just send a text right from the ATFCU mobile app, and they can choose where to deposit the funds. It's fast, easy, and free for both you and the recipient, even if they're not an ATFCU member. All you need is an ATFCU checking account and debit card. Visit atfcu.org or stop by one of our 24 area locations. Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Craig here with Dan Christensen of DJC Law. Injuries can occur anywhere, not only on the field. So if you've been injured by someone's negligence, don't fight alone. Call the team at DJC Law, the GOATs of personal injury.
That's right, Craig. At DJC Law, we fight hard to represent injury victims and get them the compensation they deserve.
Call DJC Law today at 512-888-9999. That's 512-888-9999. Or go to teamjustice.com. Principal Office, Austin, Texas.
In the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
I'm Gary Veter, and I have a new limited series podcast called Number One Dad. In the 90s, my dad and I ran a con for years where we snuck into the world's most prestigious arena, New York's Madison Square Garden.
Your dad is the type of person that likes an adventure and likes the possibility of opportunity.
As I got older, I learned this wasn't the only scheme my dad was pulling.
He wants me to act like my injury is even worse for a payout.
He actually represented me. He's posing as my attorney in a court.
There were moments where Manny would assume the role of undercover police officer.
My father's never-ending string of lies ultimately broke apart my family. And at 15 years old, I completely cut him out of my life. That was 24 years ago. But I just had a son of my own, and it brought back tons of memories of my childhood, along with tons of questions I wanted answered. How did my father become this scheming mastermind? Was he like this with everyone? And is it possible, after all these years, he's actually changed? I have no idea where he lives or what he's up to, but my goal with this podcast is to track him down and get to the truth about who my father, Manny Veter, really is. This is Number One Dad. Listen to Number One Dad.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeart Radio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Yeah, Austin, K-Town,
H-Town, Pearland, Mo City, El Paso, San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas, or wherever you may be listening. This is a Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app. The 40 Acres was very, very busy this past weekend. Texas baseball wins the series against Hail State. Texas softball salvages the final game of the regular season and now is ready for the SEC tournament. Texas men and women's tennis advanced to the Sweet 16. Texas beach volleyball finished second in its best season in program's history. The NBA semifinals are set, and the Spurs take on the T-Wolves tonight. Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com recaps Texas baseball, and of course, the rookie camps are underway. I'm your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And of course, we got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, we're going to give you a chance to leave a voicemail, but you got to use that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. Tap the microphone, leave it, and if it's good enough, you might hear it on air. But I want to get into the conversation. You didn't hear me mention it because I normally don't do this, but I'm going to do it this time. Texas got a commitment from a running back. That is a big, big commitment, and he's out of Arizona. He's a 3-star running back, Noah Roberts. Roberts chose the Longhorns over Michigan, Oregon, and Ohio State, and he's a well-rounded running back. Coach Sark definitely knows what he's looking for, and the developmental part of it is going to be on the new running backs coach, Jabbar Jaluk. And I'm excited about this because I've got a good friend of mine who told me about Bijan, told me about a couple other guys that we were getting from from the state of Arizona, and he hit me up as soon as the commitment happened, and he said, you are going to love this kid if he gets on campus, because you know how that goes. This is a long time away.
You said it best.
Yep.
It's early.
It's early.
If he gets on campus.
If he gets on campus, he's going to be somebody that folks are going to be excited about. He catches the pass. He got good movement. He is one of those running backs that can make things happen in space. And what has Coach Sark always talked about? We need make you miss guys in our backfield.
Yeah.
And that is something that this young man is able to bring to the table. You think about that running back room and what is going to be next. Obviously, Derek Cooper is getting a lot of the conversation, and folks expect him to be on the field early this year.
Yeah, but you need more than one.
Yeah.
And the guys that we have right now, that Hollywood and I'm drawing a blank. Oh my God.
The new running back.
The new running backs.
Yeah.
They're
Raleek Brown.
They're rentals.
Yep.
They're only going to be here for 1 year, so
yeah,
you're going to need somebody to back them up.
And you also have the running back from Georgetown, Jet Walker, who is now on campus and been getting some good reviews on what he's been able to do. But you want to continue to get that pipeline of running backs to be able to get to the University of Texas and get that opportunity. The one thing that I truly am impressed with is the way that this running back room is starting to kind of fill out. And, you know, you mentioned it, Hollywood Smothers and Raleek Brown being able to be a big part of what's in there. You're providing some depth with Derek Cooper and Jet Walker, but you're starting to see, and let's not forget about Terry. You know, he's in the back where Michael Terry is back there learning. You got Ryan Niblett, who's still part of that backfield, but he's going to be used more likely in special teams like he was over the last couple of seasons. But you got an explosive athlete that is now going to get an opportunity to hopefully get on the 40 acres and be excited about it.
Well, I mean, we should be excited about everybody that comes here, but we all know that everybody is not going to get to go. And when I say everybody's not going to get to go, everybody's not going to get to make the ride to the big show. And that is something that I feel like Texas has done a very good job of pointing out what they need and then going after the needs first, and then all the luxury items, the guys that are complimentary or project.
Right. And you also forget about, sometimes you forget about what James Simon had the opportunity to do and get his types of runs that will probably be beneficial to this Texas football team as well. So Texas is already doing well on the recruiting front. Obviously, the transfer portal has been a major, major success on paper. But one of the conversations, too, is coming out of the post-spring, Texas is one of the top-ranked teams in the country. And we talked about this before, Mark, about how sometimes we can get caught up in the hype train.
Yeah.
And there's definitely going to be some hype when it comes to the Texas Longhorns and the expectation of it all. But you also have to look at it in a different light as well. And you say, okay, what can go, not what could go wrong, because we don't want anything to go wrong.
No, not going to
What part of this team do you look at and say, all right, I need to see a vast improvement to be able to say that this team is a legit contender?
That's very easy. Cohesion on the offensive line and press coverage with the corners. Those two things, if Texas can get better on the offensive line play from last season and better with press coverage, because they didn't play a lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean, what, 15% maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe? If Texas can do that with the guys that they have, which the guys that they did bring in and the guys that they had last season were 5 stars, 4-star guys.
Yep.
Like they got recruited for a reason. Let them do what they do best, and that's cover people. And Texas, no disrespect to the past regime, but playing 10 yards off the ball, 8 yards off the ball on third down and less than 10, I just felt like was a problem. And we fussed about it all the time.
Yeah.
So those are the two things that I feel like would be, if they're rectified, Texas will be a top 2 team in the country.
I agree with you with that, but the one thing that I continue to look at is the ability to run the football. If Texas can run the football, and part of it has to do with your O-line, but if they can run the football and get some guys to miss and possibly hit a couple home runs with the running backs, that could be a game changer, not only for this football team, it could also be a game changer for Hardge, because then people have to respect the running game a little bit more and not pin their ears back.
Can you imagine,
to go and get them?
Can you imagine Hardge with the threat of the play action? You have a successful running attack, and now people are playing close to the line with these wide receivers.
Yep.
It can be very, very scary for some teams.
That is why a lot of people and a lot of prognostications are looking at the University of Texas as a team that can potentially be playing for a national championship. Now, obviously, there's going to be some people that say, oh, here we go again.
On paper.
Here we go again with this Texas hype train. And what is this all about? I get it. I'm like a lot of you. I want to see it. I believe it, but I got to see it. You went out, you did the things that you needed to do. You talked about the improvement on the O-line and what the expectations are. You got to be able to show it every single week.
But the guys on the 40 acres, Hardge, are the ones that's got to embody this. It can't just be me and you and a few other guys that are fans of the university. It's got to be the guys that say, oh, they think that we're hype. They think that we look good on paper. Come on, let's show them what time it is.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have an attitude.
I agree.
You have to. And I joked around with you and Marcus early in the season when my daughter started wrestling, and she talked about the big game. And I said, man, she's been getting real confident. And you said, Mark, let her cook. So now what you told me?
Yep.
Double state champ this weekend. Beat everybody in the top 10 through this season. And I didn't expect that because how little time she's been doing it. But now she's on point. So that's what I want Texas to do. Have that confidence and then go show it.
Yeah, I think Texas is in a great spot to, I'm not going to say shock the world because a lot of people believe in the Texas Longhorns, but shout out to JoJo for what her accomplishments were.
Domination, baby.
This past weekend. Coming up next, we're going to talk NBA. That's right. We got a lot going on in the NBA, but we'll also hear from Kenny, Shaq, and of course, Charles Barkley, because they put the pressure on some people. And I think that it came to fruition. Right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeart Radio app.
Hey, baseball fans. Catch the Round Rock Express right here on 1300 The Zone. All the action and excitement from the ballpark. Don't miss a pitch. It's Round Rock Express Baseball, only on 1300 The Zone.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
Getting into downtown on I-35 southbound this morning is much easier after a crash before Highway 290 has been taken care of. All lanes are back open, but looking on the opposite side of I-35 northbound, a 10 to 15-minute out-of-your drive through some stop-and-go traffic from 45 to William Cannon. But you are traffic-free this morning over on Mopac southbound from Duval to Enfield. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. When you hear a good deal, it's natural to do a double take. That's what you might do when you hear Discover will automatically double all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to trust what you're seeing. Who made it? Is it real? But with iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio hosts' product recommendations. And if you own or manage a business here or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way in creating your future customers. Make iHeart Media a part of your 2026 plan today. Call 844-844-iHeart. Again, that's 844-844-iHeart.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home, beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from OwnWell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OwnWell.com/terms. Individual results may vary.
Right now, I have 24 different units. I think that's 15 separate properties. I trust Ownwell with all my properties. I trust them to fight for me with the appraisal district as best they can. They've done a very good job. Ownwell is making my life more efficient, making me a better landlord. Using Ownwell, I've saved on average about $10,000 a year. That's a lot of money.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. But hurry, deadlines to file end next week. Text SAVE to 64,000. Text SAVE to 64,000. That's SAVE to 64,000.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the OSAA, are the 99,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Oregon. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
What do you see in Cleveland, where the Cavs have won all 10 playoff games against Toronto in their history?
I see a little bit of disappointment. Let me explain why. I've played with guys that came in the locker room and said, I'm going crazy today. Penny Hardaway, late great Kobe Bryant, D-Wade, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. At times, I've been the guy that say, I'm going crazy today. I need big games from James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, period. Superior games. You know, I always think about when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar couldn't play in the finals and Magic said, hey, I'll play the center. And what he did, the numbers that he put up. I need big games from it. Let's end this. You guys are better players. Yeah, they have Scotty Barnes and all that, but you know, it's high praise for Cleveland. Like I need you guys to have some superstar.
So you think
not record? No. Hold on. Donovan Mitchell and James is a guy that can give me one spectacular game.
Do you think that they're better players at this point in their career than Scotty Barnes?
Yes.
You know how I feel about Scotty Barnes. That's what I was going to ask. But Donovan Mitchell should be better.
Thank you.
First of all,
one big game.
I was watching that game the other night, and it was just I thought I was back at March Madness, a regular old Duke game. Just give it the ball. Watch y'all passing that ball. They got to foul you. I'm like, what the hell? What are y'all doing? Why are y'all dribbling? Just hold the ball, get fouled. Because that's exactly what happened in the Duke game. If you go back and look, like, dude, why are y'all passing this ball when the kid from Connecticut hit the big three? But Shaq, you're 100% correct. I am so disgusted at these Cavs.
Thank you.
Like, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell.
Can't get 40.
Mobley and Jared Allen.
Tripping, Kenny.
You guys, I don't think any guys had a signature game yet.
Thank you.
And you're right. And they were correct. But I guess the words were heeded by the Cavaliers as the Cavaliers decided it was time to put the Toronto Raptors out of their misery yesterday. They win the game and the series 114-102. But it wasn't Donovan Mitchell and it wasn't James Harden.
Nope.
It was the performance by Jared Allen yesterday. Former Texas Longhorn goes for 22 points and 19 boards, showed some physicality, was very, very demonstrative with his slam dunks, the way he was running the floor. He was 8 of 14 from the free throw line. What an outstanding performance by one Jared Allen. And Jared spoke after the game and that Game 7 win.
It was all about protecting home court.
Yeah.
How did you all get it done?
It wasn't time for us yet. We just went out there with energy and effort. And at the beginning, that was the goal going in there. Try to win the possession. Try to be the most energetic team out there.
You bring up the word energy.
Yeah.
All your teammates are energized for you, but it starts pregame because you told me you were energized for this game. That third quarter, my God, you had a double-double alone in the third quarter. What got into you?
I just wanted to show my teammates that we can win this game. Energy and effort. That's what I believe wins games. If you do it on the defensive end, everything translates to the offense.
It all started on the defensive end for you all, but give me some insight. Okay, this is high stakes. Win or go home. You got Donovan Mitchell flying into the stands.
Right.
I thought you were going to take off from the free throw line on that dunk.
Right.
What are these games like, knowing it could all end if you don't win?
High energy. I mean, every single possession means a lot. Every single possession means it could be the end of the season. So we just wanted to make sure that we came out here, did everything we could.
Not the end of the season for you, Detroit awaits. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hard, you talked about his offensive play and the rebounds, giving his guys 19 rebounds and giving them second chances, but he also had a steal and 2 or 3 blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So when he just mentioned the defensive effort, like that is what I didn't feel like they had in the games previous. They won the home games, but it was like they struggled to win.
Yeah.
It was convincing yesterday.
Yeah, they needed to get after it, and that is what they were able to do. And James Harden, who needs to play better. There was a bunch of times that I felt like James Harden was hiding in the corner when they were trying to bring the ball up, and that's the most annoying thing to me. If your ball handlers are not bringing the ball up, something is wrong. I don't care that you're trying to set up a play. I care about getting the ball up the court and then get into your offense. You can figure it out that way. But James Harden was very complimentary of what he saw from Jared Allen.
Nah, but he doesn't really talk, too much, but he was talking today. You know what I mean? He was like, he had like a mean side of him today, which is what we need out of Jay. Like when he plays like that, we're a different ball club. You know what I mean? Just because our presence inside is felt. And then obviously our perimeter, we can do a lot on the perimeter. But when him and Ev are like aggressive and they're rebounding the basketball, they're finishing around the rim, they're just in attack mode. Like, we got 2 sides of the floor.
Shout out to Jalen Tyson and Max Strus for what they were able to do on the boards. They combined for 17 rebounds between the two of them. So that was huge for those guys coming off the bench and playing their role.
Yeah, second chance shots and giving your stars more shots is important.
No doubt, no doubt. Also, yesterday, there was a big matchup between Detroit and Orlando. Orlando got out to a lead, but then all of a sudden, Detroit decided, you know what? We're going to score 40 points in the second quarter. And that was all she wrote for the Orlando Magic. They ran out of time. They ran out of effort. And the game was done. Detroit with Cade Cunningham. But the player of the game was Tobias Harris. What he was able to do, at one point, he went on a 9-0 run himself. What an outstanding performance after last year not scoring an absolute no baskets. None. Goose egg in the game 7, and he found a way to get it done. So shout out to Detroit. They will be moving on as they win the series. You start to look at how the semifinals are set up. The Lakers will be hosting they will be at the Thunder on tomorrow. You also have the Pistons and the Cavaliers tomorrow as well. But tonight, you have Timberwolves at the Spurs and the Knicks taking on the 76ers. Cannot wait for tonight's matchups.
Tell of 2 teams, man. Like Detroit, we gave them the axe on Friday. We said that, man, they just don't play with life. Cade Cunningham he's just not the guy that he was. Maybe Hardge, since he had the collapsed lung, maybe he's back now. Maybe he feels like he did at the beginning of the season and he's completely healed.
Well, you had mentioned it over the weekend. There was a lot to be desired, and Joel Embiid found a way to get it done. Shaq gave him some praise. You talked about it. What is he looking like? Is he going to be able to hold up? Is he going to change the narrative about what he is? Well, on the other day, what was it, Saturday? Saturday, they went at it. He had 34 points. Jaylen Brown had to carry the team because somehow, some way, Jason Tatum was out for the final game, and they couldn't get it done. But Joel Embiid with a double-double, 34 points, 12 boards, with Tyrese Maxey and his speed being able to close out the game. Good stuff for the Philadelphia 76ers to get to the semifinals.
Yeah, I was in shock that I woke up and I cut a point on social media that I thought that the Boston Celtics would win and Jason Tatum would be the star of the game. And then comes game time, now Jason Tatum is out. He's not playing. And I'm like, what happened since yesterday when they had him listed as a starter? I mean, I don't understand that. Like, is it misrepresentation? Like, there's a lot of people in Vegas, I'm sure they went to bed thinking, Jason Tatum is going to play, and they put their bets in. That would have been very disappointing if I'd have been a gambler, and I went to bed thinking one thing, and then I woke up and found out another.
That's why you got to wait till you find out.
See, I don't have experience with the game.
That's why it's a good thing you don't participate. You know what I'm saying? So there's a reason why.
But I'm just saying, I would have been upset.
Right. So we'll see what ends up happening now. Shout out to Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. They will be taking on the Knicks. Man, that ticket in New York, low as $369.
That's the low?
That's the low. That's the low. Coming up next, the ABS, Automated Ball Strike System. We have a victim, and we got to talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Slow going this morning on the northbound side of I-35, a 15-minute add to your Monday morning commute going from 45 up to William Cannon. There's a couple crashes being worked on off the highway. The first one's on McNeil Drive at Howard Lane. There's also a wreck at the intersection of Yeager Lane at Palmer Lane. We've got first responders on the scene of both these locations. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. At some point, body pain may creep in and become your reality that day, but Aleve is here to keep you moving. One pill gives you up to 12 hours of body pain relief. So don't let pain hold you back. Try Aleve today. Use as directed.
Leander, this is your new spot. Willie's Grill and Ice House is now open. We're talking a full scratch kitchen, stacked burgers, hand-battered chicken tenders, and crawfish delivered fresh from Louisiana every single day. Ice cold drinks covered. Full bar ready. Wall-to-wall TVs for every game, of course. And because it's Texas, a completely climate-controlled covered patio. So whether you're grabbing drinks, catching the game, or posting up with your crew, this is your spot. Willie's Grill and Ice House, now open in Leander. Additional locations in Georgetown, Pflugerville, and Kyle.
Hennion and Walsh was made for people like you. People who value speaking to the right people at the right time. That's why we answer the phone ourselves, to understand you and help you invest for the life you want, because you've earned it. We're Hennion and Walsh, and a human connection. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Hennion and Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Hennion and Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Spurs and Timberwolves meet for Game 1 of the Western Conference semis tonight in San Antonio. Wolves star Anthony Edwards questionable with a knee injury. Cam Smith with a go-ahead two-run single in the top of the 10th. Astros beat the Red Sox 3-1 for the series win in Boston. And Chase Elliott captured the checkered flag in the Worth 400 from Texas Motor Speedway. I'm Ronta Moss.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Buyers Barricades.
For traffic control rentals, sales, and 24-hour service, trust Buyers Barricades. From roadway safety to special event traffic planning, they've got Texas covered. Visit buyersbarricades.com and keep Texas roads safe. That's buyersbarricades.com. Visit the site today.
Class of 2026, it's your year. Celebrate the music that fueled late night crams, hallway hangs, and every unforgettable moment with iHeartRadio's Ultimate Class of 2026 playlist. The soundtrack to your senior year and beyond. But we didn't stop there. Whether you graduated in 95, 05, or just last year, we've got a playlist for your class too. Search Class of and the year you graduated on the free iHeartRadio app and relive your glory days, one song at a time.
There's active weather across the central U.S. and things are warming up in the east. Across the plains and Midwest, including Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and into Iowa, expect scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some could be strong to severe with gusty winds, hail, and heavy rain. Highs will range from the mid-70s to the mid-80s. In the deep south, including Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, expect warm, humid, and unsettled weather with temperatures in the mid-80s and periodic thunderstorms. There's a warming trend going on along the East Coast. Look for highs near 80 in the Northeast, into the low 80s in the Mid-Atlantic, and into the mid-80s across the Southeast with a mix of sun and clouds. The desert Southwest stays hot and dry with temperatures topping out in the mid-90s. While California could see a few scattered showers, but mostly sunny as temperatures make it into the upper 60s along the beaches and into the mid-70s inland. And the Pacific Northwest remains somewhat unsettled with clouds and a few light showers, with highs in the mid-60s to near 70 inland. That's your national forecast. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, covering the 40 acres.
Don't forget at 8 a.m. we'll have our guys Zach Sim of OrangeBlood.com joining us to talk all things Texas baseball as a big weekend happened on the 40 acres. We'll get all into that. Speaking of baseball, as somebody that got a chance to play professional baseball for quite some time, I've been eliminated from a lot of games. That means being thrown out for challenging balls and strikes. That was a nice way of saying it.
That was nice, right?
Yeah. So now that they have decided to go with the automatic ball strike challenge system, it has proven to be highly effective. But the MLB has a 50% success rate with challenge calls. And in the beginning, it was a lot of fun. You start to look at it and you're like, all right, the players, the catchers, the batters, we all think we know. Sometimes you even have the pitcher want to challenge that. And a lot of folks were wondering how it was going to play out and is it going to slow up the game? Nope. It turns around pretty quick. They put it up on the board. They got the Hawkeye and boom, there it is. The Cincinnati Reds, since spring training, they were 72% success, while other teams struggled at 40%. A lot of positivity has been a part of this. And then you have the New York Yankees second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr. He has challenged it the worst. Jazz has went 1 for 7 in the challenge. I went back and I looked and did some research on it. And Jazz sometimes he'll challenge a ball that's right down the middle. And people are questioning if his eyes are good. Well, Jazz has been so bad, going 1 for 7, 14% success rate, that the Yankees have decided, in fun, they fine each other. Kangaroo court is what we used to call it. And as you get into kangaroo court, the fines for each poorly challenged situation, you got to pay $500. That's right. We'll have a party. You help play clubhouse fees, everything you want to think about that can be used, where that money can be used, will be exciting. But Jazz Chisholm, because of how bad he's been doing, he's been fining himself $1,000. And he realizes that me at the plate and challenging it is not going to work. Well, the good thing for Jazz Chisholm is he's not going to be able to make that decision anymore, because Aaron Boone has now banned Jazz Chisholm from challenging balls and strikes. He has been told, listen, man, you obviously do not have the right mindset to be able to challenge. And then I went a little deeper. And then I found out why Jazz wants to challenge. He's had a bad month. And so Jazz thinks that it's everybody else's fault. So I got to find a way to get myself out of this. As somebody who has been through those slumps, Jazz, the best thing for me to tell you to do is get yourself thrown out of games so you don't have to be up at the plate anymore for right now. That might be the best decision that you had. As of yesterday, he has gone deep just 3 times in 31 games, including 23-game drought, which is the 5th largest drop in his barrel rate. But the thing about it is, sometimes it just takes one thing to get you going. But this ABS challenge, the fact that he is banned, the fact that he is 1 of 7 in the challenges, and the coaches have now, or his manager said, no more, my friend, no more. That tells you everything you need to know about this ABS ball strike challenge system. I'm for it. I've been part of it. It's not in college baseball as of yet, because yesterday, and we'll talk to Zach about this, there was a questionable pitch that was not called that looked like it was right down. And pretty much everybody on the field was running off the field, and then they get a big inning, and that changes the dynamic of a game sometimes. But I'm curious to what's next with Jazz Chisholm and this, when can he be off the ban list and be able to challenge again?
I think that you let us make the call.
They've already told him.
Like, don't do it.
You are not doing that no more.
So he can get suspended if he said.
I don't know if it'll get to that point, but I mean, but they told him, hey man, you're not allowed to do that. Just let it go. If it's called a strike, it's a strike.
I love the system though, Hardge.
Me too. It's great.
I think that, is not, you need an umpire out there.
Yes.
But the system should take precedence. It is more accurate. The talents seem to have gravitated to it. It doesn't take long.
Yep.
The NFL, if you challenge on the NFL, that's 3 minutes.
Right.
This is 10 seconds.
There's a lot that goes into it. I do want to point out that Major League Baseball only allows 2 ABS challenges per team, to each team per game. And that is why don't waste them.
Right.
We don't have that many, dude. We only got 2. I don't need you challenging every single pitch because we can't do that.
If it's successful, then you continue with 2,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay.
One of my favorite things about the challenges is the fan reaction.
Once
it goes for the home team, everybody just cheers. But when it goes against the home team, you get that, oh!
Yeah, and you can't argue it at that point. There's no arguing.
Yeah, it's over.
There's no arguing. It's the same thing as a review that goes on a bang play. You go to MLB, and they came down, and they give you for the eye in the sky, and they tell you he's out. You can't come out and argue that.
Yeah, what they say.
We've already done the review.
It's all over but the crime.
Exactly. But to your all's point, I think it's great for the game. I first learned of it here in Round Rock AAA. They did it, and they do it openly. They did it over the last couple seasons as a trial run before they decided that they were going to do it in the big leagues. And you're right, Marcus, whenever you get that crowd to cheer when it's on the board and you hear the, yeah, strike three, you're out of there. Or you get that, oh, man, we ruined that one. We ruined that one. But it's quick. It's a quick tap of the helmet, and you're good to go.
Tap, 10 seconds.
So you're
boom.
in and out. So it's a good thing. So I've been impressed with that as well. Coming up next, we'll talk Texas softball. SEC tournament starts this week, but you had to finish out one more time at home for Senior Day on the 40 acres. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Get ready to cheer on your Round Rock Express right here on 1300 The Zone. From the first pitch to the final out. Round Rock Express Baseball. Only on 1300 The Zone.
Your summer travel budget is about to get $1,000 heavier.
No way.
You better start planning and listen weekdays for many chances a day to win bonus bucks.
Hey guys, I'm Lourdes. I'm Hannah, and we're Rowdy Cowgirls from Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock, Texas. Come see us. We're excited to meet you and get rowdy.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
Slow going this morning on the northbound side of I-35, a 15-minute add to your Monday morning commute going from 45 up to William Cannon. There's a couple crashes being worked on off the highway. The first one's on McNeil Drive at Howard Lane. There's also a wreck at the intersection of Yeager Lane at Palmer Lane. We've got first responders on the scene of both these locations. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
Have you figured out your favorite day at the Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock yet? The hottest new sports bar in Texas is great every day, thanks to the Rowdy Cowgirl. An amazing menu of food, drinks, 70 big screen TVs. But Tuesday is Bikinis and Booze Day with all the Texas spirits and beers on special. If you aren't checking out the Rowdy Cowboy every day of the week, well, you're missing out. So saddle up and hit the trail for Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock on the east side of I-35, just north of the 45 Loop.
In this edition of the Marketers Report, Chris Eppel, head of marketing for the Americas, Harman JBL, weighs in on the importance of audio.
It's been amazing over the last couple of years to see what's happened with audio. We've doubled our investment in the last 2 years in the audio space. We find it to be highly critical to our business.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to the audiences, live conversations, and trusted influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya, guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kind of love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers, but you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org/OH. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents The Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Wells faults the next pitch high and deep to left field and gone. 12th of the season for Wells, her second of the weekend. High chop up the middle. It gets through the pitcher, fielded by the second baseman Davison in front of the bag. She belatedly throws to first, not in time. Martinez scores and the Longhorns lead 4-1. 4-1 Texas, 2 out. Bases empty in the top of the 7th inning. Gavon's 1-2 pitch. Ringer up a called strike 3, and that's the ball game. Gavon's final pitch clips the top of the edge of the zone, and the Longhorns are able to come back and take a victory in the finale against Arkansas despite losing the series. Texas improves to 39-10 on the season. They finished the SEC slate at 16-8. So the Longhorns victorious 4-1.
And Texas finishes out the home slate. Texas, as he mentioned, concludes the regular season 39-10, 16-8 in conference play. But the best part is Texas was 16-10 against ranked opponents. Now we know what Texas has going on. They will finish as the number 4 seed in 4th place. They'll be playing Thursday at 4:00 in Lexington as they are ready for the SEC tournament. Oklahoma finishes 1st, Alabama finishes 2nd, and Florida is the 3 seed. Then you start to break it down. If Texas and Oklahoma both win on Thursday, they will meet for a chance to play in the semifinal to get a chance to play for the SEC championship in the semifinal on Friday. So it is a big time effort by the Texas Longhorns. Hannah Wells with another home run, her 12th on the year. Tegan Cavan finishes the year, the regular season 20-4, and she had her 10 strikeouts for the 7th time this season, where she has finished with double digits. Mark, this is a team that, as you look at it and get ready for the tournament, everybody was talking about it. It was like, okay, what are they doing? Are they slumping a little bit? I don't feel like they're slumping. This is kind of how they got going last year, and now they're trying to position themselves as a national seed where they'll be able to host the tournament as well. So now they're sitting at number 5 nationally, but number 4 in the SEC.
People always say it's hard not to look ahead. Don't look ahead. It's hard not to, Hardge. I think that when you have a successful season and you know you're going into the playoffs, you start to look at who you are going to likely match up against. And it's common for athletes to do that. And I feel like that's where we are. As a fan of all sports, whenever I see a team enter the playoffs, I automatically start looking at the competition, who you're going to match up against. And it affects you in who you're facing right now, because you're kind of looking over them. Oh, okay, I'm going to beat them, and then I'm going to get to this, and it's just not good to do. That's what it looks like from the outside. It may not be the case, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It kind of feels that way.
Texas is 19-6 at home, 14-13 away from the friendly confines, and now with a neutral site being in Lexington, Kentucky, Texas this past season was 6-1. The way the bracket is set up, there's going to be some games that will be played starting on Tuesday, where before they will get ready to play the Texas Longhorns on Thursday. Big matchups all across the board, and a lot of opportunities for the Texas women as they try to figure out what's next in their bracket. They will play, well, this is how it'll start. Ole Miss will play South Carolina. Excuse me, I'll take that back. Kentucky will play Mississippi State. That's the 15 versus the 10. The winner of that matchup will take on Tennessee. Whoever wins between Tennessee and that other matchup, the winner of game 3, will play the Texas Longhorns in game 10 on Thursday in the quarterfinals. Everything jumps off starting tomorrow. Auburn will take on Missouri at noon. Everything will be on the SEC network as well. So you start to look at it, and it's Auburn and Missouri at noon. Kentucky and Mississippi State will play at 3 o'clock. And then Ole Miss and South Carolina will finish off that evening. And then Wednesday, it will be the winner of Auburn and Missouri will take on Texas A&M. The winner of Kentucky and Mississippi State will take on Arkansas. And the winner of Ole Miss and South Carolina will take on Tennessee. So this whole thing is about to get a little bit interesting as softball is trying to make its way back to the national championship. But this got to start in Kentucky as they will finish off the SEC tournament. A lot going on in the SEC. And then Texas, we'll talk to our guy, Zach Sim, coming up in the next segment, as Texas baseball will have a home game tomorrow night against UTSA. Big matchup, midweek, always a tough one. And then they will go on the road to take on Tennessee before coming back home to finish off the regular season against Missouri in the final series of the SEC. Tomorrow is the final midweek game for the Texas Longhorns.
So 3 games and then the playoffs start.
For
Texas.
No. Texas has 7 games left.
Okay, they have 7 left.
Yeah, 7 left before they get into the SEC tournament, and then we'll know our national seeds coming up. So it'll be a busy time. Texas is on the diamond, is ready to roll, because the softball team, I know they've had their issues and haven't really been dominant as you would like to see at this time, but I think they're going to be fine. They need to come up with some clutch hitting situationally. Same thing with the baseball team. But if anybody knows, this game is tough every single day. So there's a lot to go into.
Yeah, no reason to look ahead. You got what's in front of you to handle.
Nope. And also, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention the voice of the New York Yankees, John Sterling, who did it for a bunch of years, has passed away. The news just came out not too long ago. John Sterling retired last year, 2024 in April. He was the voice of the New York Yankees. He passed away yesterday. And so the Yankees and the fans and everybody is reacting to that. He was also the voice of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Hawks. Then he did the Nets, the Islanders, the Baltimore Bullets. The Baltimore Bullets.
Wow, he goes back.
He goes way back. He passed away at the age of 87. So a lot of folks are saddened in the baseball world. We'll be talking about this for quite some time. Coming up next, we have our guy Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com as he talks Texas baseball and what he saw this past weekend. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Now here's Weaver's 2-2. Hit on the ground at first. Cabrera goes to the bag in time. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
The Milken Center for Advancing the American Dream is celebrating America's 250th One Dream at a Time. Next, Magic Johnson.
I struggle with those who are left behind, those who are poor. We grew up very poor, but my mother would cook and she would take almost half the meal she cooked for 10 kids and made us go take the food that she cooked for us to share with our neighbors. And now that's what I'm all about.
Discover more at mcad.org.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app, it's more powerful than it looks. One tap can get you in the conversation.
You guys, are you serious?
Enter to win something amazing.
That $1,000.
Or just a request.
What up?
Try it now. Just open the free iHeart Radio app.
The Devil Wears Prada 2 top box office expectations Disney sequel starring Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, and Emily Blunt raked in $77 million in its opening weekend. Michael, the Michael Jackson biopic, pulled in another $54 million in its second weekend. Universal's animated The Super Mario Galaxy movie finished third. Entertainment meets fashion tonight in New York for the annual Met Gala. This year's theme, Fashion is Art. It's going to be chaired by Beyonce, Nicole Kidman, Venus Williams, and former Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour. Bruce Springsteen will be honored at the upcoming Tribeca Festival.
The single will be presented with the Harry Belafonte Voices for Social Justice Award. The award is given to artists who use their platform to advocate for equality, dignity, and human rights. The 25th edition of the festival runs from June 3rd through the 14th in New York. I'm Mark Mayfield.
And May the 4th be with you today. People People around the world are celebrating Star Wars Day, an unofficial holiday that honors Jedi, droids, and the Force in a galaxy far, far away. That's entertainment. I'm Daria Albinger.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Mike Hardball Hardge, WWE Hall of Famer and world's strongest man.
That's right.
Mark Henry, and of course Marcus behind the boards. Well, it was a busy weekend at Dish Falk Field. The number 10 ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs come into town. Texas wins 3-1 on Friday behind great pitching by Dylan Volantis. Mississippi State rallies to take game 2, 7-4. But then it was the rubber match. Mississippi State ends up falling down and getting beat by the Texas Longhorns 11-6. And here to talk about all of that and more is our guy Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com. You follow him at Zach at the Dish. And Zach, you and I got a chance to talk pretty much all weekend long about what we were seeing from this Texas Longhorn baseball team. Dylan Volantis is lights out once again. 12 strikeout performance, tying his career high. And then Saturday, Ruger comes out pitching well, and then we go to the bullpen and things kind of fall apart a little bit. Just a couple pitches here and there, but they were big pitches. And then on Sunday, Texas gets down 5-0 in the first inning, and all of a sudden fans are getting a little restless, but bang, bang, they hit that thing, and all of a sudden Texas comes back to take the series. What were your thoughts and biggest takeaways from this past weekend?
Yeah, I think you mentioned Volantis at the top. He's really taken his game to the next level. He started out good. Like, there was nothing wrong with him at all. SEC's play, he wasn't necessarily getting the strikeouts, but the last 3 games in conference play, he's had 12, 11, and 11, or 12, 12, and 11. Yep. Strikeouts, and he's still only walking 1 or 2 guys a game. He's truly turned into that elite ace on Friday that everyone knew that he could be. And I think that's huge because Texas has a really deep staff already. And he just continues to show it every single weekend. And then from a resilient standpoint, I think they talked about it yesterday with Luke Harrison. He just said, look, it's not about what happens in the game. It's about how you respond. And I thought that was important because Luke's a guy that he doesn't always show a ton of emotion. He's really neutral. He's a senior guy, but I felt like he pitched with a little more intent when he came back out in that second inning, and he put up a 0 spot in the next 4 innings after giving up 5 early, and that really gave Texas the opportunity to come back. So really big series win, another top 10 series win. I was looking yesterday, and Texas has played 6 top 11 teams over the past 2 seasons at home. They are 6-0 against those teams now, including 3 sweeps. So just, goes to show the level of talent and the level of preparation and consistency that Sloss Nagel has brought to the team and the university overall.
Zach, we were talking about it a little while ago about the ABS and how Jazz Chisholm has been banned from being able to use it in New York. Because he's bad at it. He's bad at it. Yeah. But there was a pitch in the first inning yesterday that everybody in the stadium thought was strike 3, and they end up calling it a ball. And then the next pitch, soft liner in center field, which I thought should have been made. The play should have been made. But then the inning continues, and that's when they jump out to that big lead. What was your thoughts on that pitch? If ABS would have been in effect, do you think Carson Tenney would have tapped the helmet right away?
I think so. From what I saw, it looked like an MLB strike, but it looked okay for college. It was right there on that gray zone. But yeah, the strike zone continues to always be a magical place in college. I mean, I think everyone saw Coach O'Connor get tossed in the 6th inning for a ball that was at the knees. Probably a little bit inside, but listen, when you're in that kind of environment, you can't take those things. I mean, you know how it is with you got to protect the zone, right? And you got to shrink the zone by protecting it. So yeah, it's always wild when you got the umps calling an interesting zone.
So let me ask you this. We're talking to Zach Sim of orangebloods.com. Follow him on social at Zach at the Dish. I wanted to ask you this because news came out. Obviously, Mansour is now getting an opportunity to play in center field. They move Aiden Robbins to right. Anthony Pack Jr., who go ahead and give him the award. We can have back-to-back freshman of the year. I'm down with that for sure. I know the guy at A&M has done a really good job, but this guy, what Anthony Pack Jr. has been able to do has been nothing short of impressive. But you start to see the changes in the lineup and situationally. How did this all come about, and why do you think Coach made this decision?
Yeah, I think it goes back a couple weekends. With the loss of Pendergrass and his ability to play in right field for at least another week, maybe he's back this weekend in some limited capacity. They have to improve defensively. There's been too many. I don't even call them mistakes, but they just don't. They're not playing sound defense in outfield. And so they needed to shore that up. Mansour is a very good defensive player, super fast. He gets really good breaks on the ball. And he has confidence in himself, which I think Coach really loves. And so, I think you and I talked about it before the beginning of the season. I'm not sure I always believe that Aiden Robbins is a center fielder at the next level. Right. A lot of people disagree with that. But I think it gets the best defender in the toughest place, which is right field at default. It gets a lot of speed in center field. And then Anthony can continue to stay where he belongs, which is in left field, which he's gotten used to. So I think it just shores them up a little bit and allows more defense out, honestly. So
Zach, Hardge mentioned the freshman of the year, and Anthony Pack being that guy that he thinks, and that kid at A&M possibly being right there. Is this a statistical award, or is this something that's voted on?
It is voted on by the coaches. And typically, the SIDs will have a say in it as well, because some coaches are like, I don't care about that stuff. The coaches cannot vote for your own player, which is interesting. So, you have to truly look at what's going on. And Anthony Pack has absolutely made a case to be freshman of the year. And I think you could also make the case that Sam Kozart's made an impressive case for freshman of the year. But Pack leading the SEC in batting average right now over the rest of the freshmen. Nico Partita from A&M obviously has the home runs. But yeah, you couldn't find a closer race. They're extremely tight, good OPS. Pack's earned it though, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah, it's been an interesting, I guess you would say, approach for this young man. Guy coming out of California, not sure what's all going to happen, and then he's learning new positions throughout the season. Going back to the fall when they played at Dale Diamond, getting a chance to watch him and seeing how he's gone from that point to where he is now, batting third in an SEC lineup and still being able to battle. Yes, his hit streak came to an end, but his on-base streak continues to grow, and he has quality at bats. And that's the one thing that I continue to be impressed with, because there is a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot playing at the University of Texas, and all he's been able to do is calm the waters and be very consistent with everything that he goes about his work. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Yeah, extremely confident in himself. He doesn't believe that the moment is too big. He just takes it as it comes. Some people might say he has his feet in the grass, right? Like he lives in that moment. And the thing that gets me is he's extremely coachable. Every time you hear coach talk about him or you hear Tulo talking about it, it's, hey, we want you to work a little bit on this, let the ball travel a little bit further so you can go opposite direction. And he just gets to work. Like he just puts in the work 24/7. And we saw it earlier this year. He made an error in left field. Post game, he's out there shagging balls. Just he wants to get better at reading the ball off the bat and understanding those dynamics in left field. And so, yeah, he's an incredibly great young man. I mean, if you've ever talked to him, super sweet kid, lot of confidence, and Texas has a generational star on their hands for sure.
Yeah, it's been very, very impressive. I do want to ask you this because the news also came out that A-Rod is going to stay on the left side for the rest of the season, still dealing with that hand injury, not strong enough, I guess you would say, on the right side as he was expected to be. But he's had some quality at-bats, and then he also faced Jack Bauer, who was throwing damn near 99 miles an hour, almost to 100 the other night, and he was able to stay in there and take some quality at-bats. What were your thoughts when you got the news that was happening?
I guess not terribly surprised. If you look at his splits, I mean, he's always been a better left-handed hitter. It was more so about, can you see the ball well enough, especially the off-speed or the breaking stuff from that left side, right? Growing up as a switch hitter, because so often you're not looking at it because you're flipping over to the other side. But to me, he's continued to put really good at-bats together, and he just looks like he's getting more confidence and stronger. And I think you start seeing that as he's sitting it the other way. A couple of them are in the air, but he's going to start leveling that out, and I think you're going to see a lot better A-Rod at the plate. I mean, numbers don't necessarily show it, but I think the approach does right now.
Well, he had a good day yesterday, and it was something that he needed for confidence-wise for sure. I'm going to let you go with this. Tomorrow, UTSA in the house, team that eliminated Texas last year, and a team that is still playing at a very, very high level. Another midweek game, the last one of the year. You got to put your seatbelt on for this one.
Revenge.
Yeah, I was looking up stats and I forgot. I mean, Texas has lost the last 3 to UTSA and lost the last 4 out of 5. So, yeah, they need to get over the bird flu. And I expected a raucous game, as obviously they're going to travel well, and it's the last Tuesday home game, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. I'll be on the call again for SEC Network, so I'll be in the house for sure. As always, man, we appreciate you taking the time and getting up with us, and we'll talk again soon. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Okay.
All right, brother. There he is, my guy Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com, breaking down all things Texas Longhorns. Coming up next, the Cowboys and Texans. They got it right with their picks, and we'll discuss it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
UT football, basketball, and baseball.
All in one station for all. This is why I listen. 1300 The Zone. 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The earlier issue on 130 northbound at Highway 71 has been taken care of, and speeds are slowly starting to recover in the area. The stalled vehicle has also been cleared from the express lane on 183 southbound at Duval Road, but there's some rush hour traffic on I-35 northbound about a 12 to 15-minute out-of-your drive from 45 up to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossey with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Spring into deals at Lowe's. Get select 1.5-gallon annuals hanging baskets, 2 for $15. Plus, get 3 free bags of Miracle-Gro 0.75 cubic feet garden soil when you buy 3. Valid through 5/6. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Game day in Texas hits a little bit different. Whether you're firing up the grill, posted up with friends, or headed to watch the Horns, make sure your cooler is stocked with Bud Light, because Bud Light is the official domestic beer of Texas Athletics. It's crisp, it's refreshing, and always ready for kickoff or tip-off or that first pitch. So make sure that Bud Light is part of your game day tradition. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
With iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. If you manage a business or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way. Call 844-844-iHeart. Again, that's 844-844-iHeart.
Let me get personal here. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It gets a lot better than that. Right, Todd? Wouldn't you say that Dude Wipes gets a whole lot better?
Much better.
Thank you. So no matter the size of your mess from top to bottom, Dudes has you covered. confidently covered. They comfortably clean up what TP leaves behind for no more maintenance wipes. No way. Irritation, not a chance. Time to make the trade of the season and switch from toilet paper to wet, extra large Dude wipes and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude wipes. Made from 99% water and plant-sourced fibers, coming in a variety of scents and sensations like mint chill and shea butter to protect your end zone. Join the movement for cleaner movements and live in a skid-free zone. Available at Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude wipes, best clean, hands down.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home, beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Longhorns baseball plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
From Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com, talking all things Texas Longhorns. D1 Baseball has and Perfect Game have the Texas Longhorns ranked at number 4. Baseball America gives them the nod at number 3. Busy day tomorrow at the Dish, so make sure you stay locked in. Also, stay locked in all day long as AM 1300 The Zone is your spot all day. Dan Patrick coming up next. And, of course, we've got Colin Cowherd and the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, will be doing it, and Bucky and BK after the Craig Way show. The Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans are excited about their picks, but most importantly, they're excited about their number ones as Caleb Downs, one of the smartest football players. We heard last week from Will McClay talking about how he is one of those savants when it comes to football. He knows it. He understands it. He has he's had different defensive coordinators that have spoken to him, that have made the adjustments and are excited for what he brings to the table. And Christian Parker talked about the fact of how he and Caleb Downs hit it off.
Hit it off pretty well, even down to his 30 visit coming in here. He's very familiar with what we were going to do. He watched our tape from Philadelphia. Jim Knowles and Matt Guerrieri, the safeties coach, came up to visit us in Philly during the spring twice when I was there. So a lot of the stuff he was familiar with from the shell system and some of the things. They played a different style, but it was very similar. Talked about some of those things on this visit, talked about his tape, and it's been the same thing last night today.
That dude is unbelievable.
When you have conversations with like NFL defense coordinators and the NFL defense coordinators come away going, hey man, this dude is smart. That's amazing.
Yep.
Like, what? I don't know how he didn't get drafted in those top 10 picks. Like those guys, he's got attitude about it, by the way. Did you see him talking to Jerry Jones? He said, I'm gonna make them pay for not picking me. And that's what Randy Moss had. Randy Moss cried when Dallas didn't pick him because he grew up a Dallas Cowboy fan.
And then the Dallas Cowboys cried.
Yeah, he made the Dallas Cowboys cry for like 13 years. And that is what I really love about this, is the fact that he got to go where he wanted to go as a fan, but he also got to go with the I'm trying to find the word. The revenge factor of the fact that 10 teams didn't pick him.
Yeah.
And he knew that he was a better pick than what they picked. So having that on your back, we said it's the competitive sickness. Sometimes you have to manufacture angst to get the best out of yourself. I don't think he's manufacturing it. I think that he really is truly offended that he was passed over.
Well, a lot of people, when you look at what Caleb Downs is, a lot of folks looked at him as the best player in the draft. A lot of people viewed him as that. But it was more about what is your need at a certain position for him to be there. The Raiders probably would have got crucified if they didn't pick Fernando Mendoza.
Right.
Especially because of the fact that they need one. But they already signed Kirk Cousins to come in and be that gap, that bridge for them. But then you also look at what you said about the Cowboys, and the Cowboys at one point had packaged a deal for the 12th, the 20th, and a 5th round pick to move up to go and get Caleb Downs with the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns said nope. And the Cowboys didn't have to give up anything because it worked out perfectly. And then they got the guys that they wanted. They can move. They ended up getting it and moving up.
Right.
After the other part of it. But the realization of it all is, the reality was, he won. The Cowboys won because they did not have to do the things that they thought they were going to do to get to that spot.
Right. And they lose a couple of 5th round picks and they end up with a couple of 4th round picks.
Exactly. So it worked out perfectly. And you start to look around and you say, okay, did this go right? Is this what this was supposed to be? As a Dallas Cowboy fan, and you and I talked about it, it fell perfectly. Speaking of being a Cowboy fan, I got a chance to meet Babe Laufenberg this past weekend.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool situation. And he's a lot bigger than what I thought he was. He's a big-time quarterback. He's big. But anyway, you start to look at how it all worked out. Cowboys did what they needed to do. They got the right guy moving to get Caleb Downs, and it was exciting for the Cowboy fans. And then you look at what happened with the Houston Texans. Not only did they get Kalen Rutledge to play that position for them, they also got Caden McDonald, and trying to find the perfect scheme to fit. And McDonald is a guy on the front that is going to be nasty, and DeMeco Ryans talked about him and the fit.
Caden is a great football player. And for me, we've had success with smaller defensive linemen. That doesn't necessarily mean that was what we were looking for all the time. Like I've worked with some really good coaches who were able to get the best out of players and the traits that they possess. Those smaller guys, explosive traits, they were able to knock back. And we've seen where you start to lose some in the run game. So you get a guy like Caden, who's not only just a big body, but he is an explosive guy. He has the twitch, he has the explosiveness, and he's stout versus the run. Like, that's a bona fide defensive tackle that's going to impact our defense in a major way.
The Texans got what they were looking for. The Cowboys got what they needed. And how this is going to work and the expectations, and you know this too, Marcus, because you talked about this. When they picked him, you were like, okay, this is what we thought. This is how we thought they were going to go because of the defense.
Wasn't it rumors that they were supposed to pick him in the first round?
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about it.
They thought they could get him in the first round. And their defense is already cold-blooded. You hear me?
Yep.
Houston's defense is awesome. But now you got a defensive tackle that's unmovable. This guy never goes backwards.
Yep.
He never goes backwards. You could double team him if you want to. That means that Texans are going to have defensive ends on one-on-ones.
Yep. You don't.
Will Anderson is one of the best in the league.
And they re-signed Danielle Hunter. So they have everything that they need in that particular area. But you know as well as I do, when you get to this point and you're looking at your squad and you're trying to project, kind of like what we talked about to open the show when you looked at the Texas Longhorns, the projection of what they are. But you look at what's happening with the Texans and you look at the Cowboys and how those pieces came about for both of those squads, you got to be happy.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
And one of the other things, Hardge, is they also in the fourth round picked up Fabici Inawahu, the guard from Oklahoma. And listen, that dude is huge. He's 350 pounds, and he's a run blocker. Houston came up on the line of scrimmage, and that's where they were the weakest. We talk about the Cowboys and their weaknesses.
Yeah,
Houston did the same thing. They got a defensive tackle. They got offensive line help. They got a tight end that was the best ranked blocker in college football. So everybody that they got filled the needs.
Right. And that's why everybody was excited about it. That's why when you look at the Cowboys and you look at what they were able to do, but the Texans were like, okay.
Can you imagine them with a run game?
And that's why they're doing what they're doing.
They went out and got the MVP of the Super Bowl as a running back.
Exactly.
And now you got a tight end that's 275 pounds that is a blocker. Good Lord.
They got some opportunities here, and I really, really can't wait to see. Once football season starts, obviously, it's going to be a different mindset, but very, very impressive haul by both of these organizations. Coming up next, we got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
It'll take you an extra 10 minutes this morning driving southbound on Mopac due to stop-and-go speeds from Duval over to Enfield Road. Bumper-to-bumper traffic as well on I-35 northbound going from Highway 71 up to 7th Street. And you're also slow over on Loop 360 heading southbound from Spicewood Springs to BK. 5 minutes tacked onto the drive there. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Individual results may vary.
Right now, I have 24 different units. I think that's 15 separate properties. I trust Ownwell with all my properties. I trust them to fight for me with the appraisal district as best they can. They've done a very good job. Ownwell is making my life more efficient, making me a better landlord. Using Ownwell, I've saved on average about $10,000 a year. That's a lot of money.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. But hurry, deadlines to file end next week. Text SAVE to 64,000. Text SAVE to 64,000. That's SAVE to 64,000.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic, the delicious daily detox that will keep you feeling your best. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon or pick up some at your local CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, a mix of sun and clouds for your Monday, a high in the mid to upper 80s. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 70. Tuesday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, a high of 90.
This report is sponsored by Capital One.
Capital One is a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase with the Capital One Venture X Business Card. Big purchasing power means you can spend more and earn more. The Capital One Venture X Business Card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. Yep, that's me, Clifford Taylor IV. And on my new podcast, The Clifford Show, I'm bringing you raw, unfiltered conversations with your favorite athletes, creators, and media personalities. Each week, we'll talk about sports, life, mental health, purpose, and even music. The Clifford Show is not just a conversation, it's a celebration.
Search The Clifford Show on iHeartRadio, America's #1 podcast network, and the Webby Podcast Company of the Year.
We asked kids what it took to be a dad. This is what they had to say.
A father is always present. I mean, what real father figure can you have if they're not there?
In order to be a good dad, you need to love your son. You need to put gas in your car so you don't break down in the middle of nowhere. And you need to make them breakfast. Yep.
I mean, just to maybe play like a board game with me, or to just stay home and play some video games with me. Just to do like that one little thing is what I really look forward to.
I'm not asking him to be a perfect dad, but he should try. He's just a constant force in my life.
There's no other type of love like a dad's love because it's not comparable to anything else.
Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
You know what that sounds like? That can only mean one thing. WWE Hall of Famer and World's Strongest Man, Mark Henry, brings you his World's Strongest Take it away, big fella.
Hard.
Yes.
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the World's Strongest Take by the World's Strongest Man. Marcus, back then they didn't know me. Now that I'm hot, they all on me. Well, guys, a lot of screaming this weekend. Voice is still fragile, but I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make it work. The WNBA has been playing this preseason in its early games, and being a newfound Washington Mystics fan, 2 teams matched up that I had a lot of interest in, and that was the Washington Mystics, of course, and the Atlanta Dream played against each other. And I was anxious to see what Angel Reese would look like with new digs in a new location. She played pretty well. Didn't play a ton of minutes. Of course, none of the stars are right now. But the team that I had my eye on was the Washington Mystics. They had two high picks, and then Roy Harmon in the second round was picked by this team that I really suggested that's what happened, and that's what happened. Lauren Betts did really well. She ended up being the high point leader of the game. And the other draft pick that they had, who Texas played against, Ole Miss, Cody McMahon, played pretty good too. But guys, a lot of people were like, well, Rory, she's a great defensive player, but in against the pros, you know, she's not really like a scorer. Well, she was 3 of 3 and ended up with 6 points, 4 assists, and a steal. Shocker. Rory Harmon played really well and didn't play the max amount of minutes at guard, but after the game, the coach shouted out Rory Harmon, her effort and leadership of the team. Sound familiar? Some players are just meant to lead. And Rory Harmon, I 100% think that she will get her chance at starting for that team because of her leadership abilities and the fact that she plays relentless defense. My take is that this is going to be a team that's going to surprise a lot of teams in the WNBA. It's a brand new team. You have a dominant center. You have a forward guard in Cody McMahon, who we saw here in Austin. She went for 26 against Texas. With Texas's defense and the score 26 points, yeah, you're pretty special. And then you have Rory Harmon. I think that this is going to be a team that's going to shock the WNBA. Hard, what say you?
When you say shock the WNBA, what does that mean?
Between being a division winner or right there.
Interesting. Because the Mystic,
they're not expected to do much.
Ding ding. And
but when you bring in the number 1 pick and you bring in 2 picks that were stars in their own right, I think that you fixed a lot of your problem. Now you need to melt. You need to gel. And I feel like, they only play like 3 or 4 games. So, let them get 10 games under their belt.
I'm intrigued by this because I truly want to see how this is going to play out. Not because I don't believe in Rory or whatever is going on with that team. It's just you start looking at the roster and the team and what the expectations are and how they're expected to win. It's fun, not funny, but I just want to see how good this team can truly be because, to your point, they weren't one of the better teams in last year's season because they finished the season 16-28. So you're believing that this is going to be that much of a flip for them to be able to contend for the conference title or to get into the playoffs? You think they get into the playoffs?
I think they get into the playoffs.
Okay.
And the number one reason is the fact that they brought in everything that was a weakness. They were poor defensively. You bring in a shot blocker and a number 1 defender in the post, and you bring in a number 1 defender at guard. And then you go out and you get a scorer. Cody McMahon is a pure scorer. She's deceptive in her strength. And when she came here to Austin, there was nobody on their team that can stop her, including Madison Booker, including Rory Harmon.
Mm-hmm.
So they were elite of elite. So you mean to tell me that you don't think that they possibly can have a big upswing? And Lauren Betts is no slouch in the post. You know, if you can get her the ball and get her easy shots, get in a rhythm, you know, she has double-digit points, and she's going to get better.
Yep. But you open the season against the New York Liberty, tough. Second game is going to be against the Indiana Fever, tough. The Dallas Wings, tough, because they got Paige Beckers, they got AZ Foot. They just played here last night, and they beat the Las Vegas Aces last night. Tough one. Seattle Storm is a really good basketball team.
Yes, they are.
The Sparks is tough. Chicago Sky, Then you got the Atlanta Dream. You just mentioned them. They beat them. So there's an opportunity there. I'm not saying it ain't possible. And that's right. I use the word ain't, folks.
It's all right.
But it's going to be a tough road for them. It's going to be a tough road for them. I look forward to it because of what you said, too, with Lauren Betts, what she brings to the table. Now, I guess my question would be, would you put Lauren Betts into the Rookie of the Year conversation?
Way too early.
You just told me the Washington Mystics going to make the playoffs.
Well, I'm looking at scoring is what gets you Rookie of the Year. I mean, it's not how many shots you block. Ask Wemby. Wemby blocking 7 shots a game.
It ain't over yet. They haven't announced the MVP yet. They haven't announced the MVP yet.
He is a finalist.
He is a finalist.
He's a finalist.
Yeah, and he scored points. So we'll see.
Well, let's see. We'll just put it right there.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that, and then we'll once the season starts, we'll have this conversation.
But I'm going to a Mystics game. I can promise you that.
Okay. When we come back, Kentucky Derby. That's right. Derby time had a first, and we'll talk all about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free in the iHeartRadio app.
Baseball season is here, and the Round Rock Express are ready to take the field. Hear all the action right here on 1300 The Zone. Whether you're at home or on the road, stay connected with Round Rock Express Baseball live on 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
It'll take you an extra 10 minutes this morning driving southbound on Mopac due to stop-and-go speeds from Duval over to Enfield Road. Bumper-to-bumper traffic as well on I-35 northbound going from Highway 71 up to 7th Street. And you're also slow over on Loop 360 heading southbound from Spicewood Springs to BK. 5 minutes tacked onto the drive there. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lorenz & Lorenz Personal Injury Attorneys.
I'm attorney Ted Lorenz. If you've been hurt in a car or truck wreck, Lorenz & Lorenz is here for you. We offer a free consultation and don't get paid until we win your case. Lorenz & Lorenz, we're on top of it. Austin, Texas.
No matter what your viewing pleasure is, Rowdy Cowboy has it for you. Hockey, basketball, playoffs, baseball, golf, auto racing. It's all worth watching on one of the 70 big screen TVs. The area's newest, best sports bar is Rowdy Cowboy. But the best view at the Rowdy Cowboy is the Rowdy Cowgirl, bringing top-notch food and beverages to your table, just like you like. You won't want to miss the Rowdy Cowgirls. The Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock on the east side of I-35, just north of the 45 Loop.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now, stepping up to the plate is a household name, weighing in at roughly 115 pounds with a wingspan of 98 inches. It's Samsung.
Kid, I know it's baseball season, but this isn't what I meant when I said to incorporate sports into the company commercial.
Sorry, old man. I just want everyone to know that audiovisual consultations can make your home feel like a stadium.
That's true. Audiovisual provides stadium surround sound, huge screen video, controlled lighting, and even temperature control. On our roster, every customer is an MVP.
Sounds like audiovisual knows how to score a home run with our customers.
All right, kid, that's enough with the baseball puns.
But I'm trying to tell everyone that audiovisual is a real catch. You'll love our services.
Kid?
There's nothing coming out of left field when you give us a call. We won't break your balls.
Kid, we only have a minute.
Pitch, please. I don't need your attitude right now.
Rest assured, listeners, audiovisual is much better at installing and designing custom home theaters than we are at making jokes.
Just check our stats. Give us a call at 512-255-8678 or visit us online at avconsultations.com.
In this edition of the Marketers Report, Giovanni Martinez, Senior Director of Marketing and Innovation for Avocados from Mexico, speaks on audio's reach.
We know how powerful is audio. I mean, with the frequency, the reach that you can generate with that component is something that we always have as an add-on in our campaigns.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to the audiences, live conversations, and trusted influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
The Milken Center for Advancing the American Dream is celebrating America's 250th One Dream at a Time. Next, Gene Simmons of KISS.
My mother was 14 years of age when our entire family, including my mother, were in concentration camps, Nazi Germany. My mother saw her whole family wiped out. I was born in Israel, and by 8.5 years of age, we came to America. America embraced me as if I was here for generations.
Discover more at mcad.org.
This is the highlight of my morning. Hey, what's up? It's Island.
And I'm Josh.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit is that it's our go-to morning comfort.
You've got that nice golden fluffy egg
With a soft, flaky biscuit,
crispy bacon.
melty cheese.
You want something quick, you want something convenient, but most of all, you want something good.
There's no better way to start your morning.
There we go.
Start off the morning with a Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit with Simply Orange Juice. Order on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Join the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, each day from 2 to 5 p.m. for the Craig Way Show on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
On the far outside with Professor. They're both putting in their runs as they arrive into the final furlong. O'Sally is also gaining ground on the far outside as they come to the last 16 of the mile. John Berman in front. O'Sally a new jump shot. Renegade into the temple. Approaching to. Here's Golden Temple. Golden Temple. And Serena Moore. Made history in the Kentucky Derby.
You heard it right there. Cherie DeVoe was the first female trainer to win the Kentucky Derby in 152 races. It happened this past weekend. Golden Tempo wins the race that finished at 23-1 odds. Came from behind to win. What an exciting race. My horse, Further Ado, finished 11th in the Kentucky Derby. There was a lot of folks that kept saying, I'm going to pick So Happy. Well, So Happy finished 9th. Beat my horse. But what a fun 2 minutes of horse racing.
Man. So you say there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
And you mentioned the fact that the odds were against them, which leads me back to the face I can see Danny Davis somewhere right now going, Mark, stop it. They're not gonna bust a grape. Well, they didn't think that this horse would bust a grape, and what happened? Win.
So if you just keep saying it and keep saying it. And
That's gonna make it too. You gotta speak it into existence.
It'll make it work.
You gotta
if I do it every year, I believe that one of those years is
one day the horse
Cowboys
you
are winning the Super Bowl.
Let's speak it.
Just
Cowboys
keep
are gonna win.
Keep saying it.
I need all y'all out there to say it with us. The Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl, and then we'll do it.
Are you stupid? Michael Irvin just said, hey, we are not going to win, but we are going to give great effort. And that's going to be part of the discussion. Outstanding stuff right there. Kentucky Derby. It's over now. Got to wait. Now they're going to try to go for triple crowns and all this other stuff for the next race. So we'll be excited for the next couple weeks, and then we'll get right back at it again.
Man, I'm going to tell you, an underrated weekend of sport is the Kentucky Derby. People that travel for sports, you go to the national championship, you go to the NBA finals, you have got to spend a weekend at the Kentucky Derby. It'll be one of the best things you ever did, I promise you. I've been 3 or 4 times. I lived there. I was a parade marshal in the Kentucky Derby before. What a great experience to be on the infield, to also get to meet all of the dignitaries that come to the Kentucky Derby. So it's an awesome weekend.
Yep. What a great weekend for those that participate and those that lost money. I feel bad for you because I talked to most of you. I talked to a lot of you this past weekend. Yeah, there's a lot of them that did not have success. Speaking of success, tonight, the NBA playoffs tip off once again. We are in the semifinals of East Conference. The 76ers will take on the New York Knicks. And believe me, I believe that everyone is picking the New York Knicks to beat the 76ers. Not so fast, my friend. I think I might ride with the 76ers. Not sure yet. I'll wait and figure it out a little bit later today. Also tonight, the Timberwolves will be traveling to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. Wembanyama leads the team, 25 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 3.1 assists throughout the season. Then you also look at what Julius Randle was able to do, 21.1, 6.7 rebounds, and 5 assists a game, which is outstanding for Julius Randle. But you look at what they are. The Spurs are 32-8 at home. 32-8. They're a 13.5-point favorite. The reason why they are that high of a favorite is because Dante DiVincenzo is out with the torn Achilles, and Ant-Man Anthony Edwards is supposed to be out as well. They left him as questionable as of right now, but we'll see what ends up happening. I don't think he's going to be able to play in the first. I know he probably won't play tonight, and if he does, that's going to be interesting.
Well, their coach is going to get fired. The medical staff is going to get fired. Everybody going to get fired if they play him. What
if he does what Wemby does and bring in outside counsel?
Well, Wemby got hit on the chin. He didn't get a hyperextension where you got to go run 3 miles of sprinting up and down the court and making lateral movements and explosive movements.
And also Wemby, it didn't work that he got it didn't work. He still didn't play.
No, he played when he got back.
When he got back.
That's what I'm saying. He got the counsel when they were trying to not let him play in game 3. They weren't going to let him play. The NBA wasn't. That's why he brought in his own neurologist to make sure that he could get into the game. So
yeah, I only see 1 star. I don't see 5.
Exactly.
Yeah, but this would be a travesty for him to play in either of these first 2 or 3 games. Like, give it another week, man.
I will bring up the name Brandon Roy.
Oof.
Well, he didn't have no ligaments in his knees anyway. He was bone on bone anyway. He was somebody, if you go back and look at his medical, how did he survive as long as he did to do what he did once he got into the
Sean
NBA?
Livingston.
Yeah, well, that was the worst. That was compounded. That was terrible by Sean Livingston. But if you had to pick tonight, You going with the Knicks or you going with the Sixers?
Man, I gotta go with the Knicks. Just out of love, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like that's the East Coast team, and I just think that Brunson, he played bigger when his back was against the wall.
Yep.
And before they were picking on him, they were like, "Well, we're just gonna shoot over the top," but the difference between the guards that he'll play now is they're closer to his size.
Yeah. Well,
So
he can't keep up with Maxey. So if he tries to stay in front of Maxey gonna blow right past him.
yeah, Maxey is also
And,
gonna,
and Edge gonna eat him up too.
they cannot take the body, and that's big body Bronson right there. He gonna bully them like he bully everybody else.
I can't wait for that matchup tonight. Marcus, who you got tonight? Man, you heard us talking about this.
Yeah.
I it's just a tough one. I'm going. I take the Knicks.
All right, Marcus too. I'm going with the 76ers tonight. I know that we're all going with the Spurs, so I ain't even going to ask y'all
don't
that.
even ask
Yeah, I've
that.
been going with the Spurs halfway through the season.
And they
Yeah,
can
because
play
the
the
Rockets
they can
weren't
play the
helping.
89 Bulls. I'm going with the Spurs.
Man, what a great show. What a way to start our week off. If you missed any parts of the show, get over to our podcast page. Also, check out our interview with Bill Bellamy. 40 minutes of straight Bill Bellamy. Outstanding stuff as always. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. And just remember this, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never